Well, sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to get away from the pain. You drive into the heart of me. The love we share seems to go nowhere, and I've lost my life. I toss and turn.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Happy Monday. What up, what up? How's it going, everybody? Caleb, I've got a meeting with the crew about the video today, so I should have feedback to you sometime tomorrow. Oh man, what a day. What's up, BRPA? Banana, how you doing? What's up, DRKS? Good to see you, Oregon. Hey, Carrot. Slim Flail, what's up, dude? Got to work in front of my boss quit. I don't know if that's good or bad. Sometimes that's good for people. About to get a whole lot better. Good to hear, good to hear. What's up, Z-Step? Technical possible for roster move before Worlds? No. No, it is not. There's no trade window, therefore you cannot. Teams are locked for the rest of the year. What's up, Marcus? Gone to 2 lanes just to see Falcons lose in the finals twice. Been better. So you're saying it's your fault, Rosers. Skylar Jim. Nice, nice. What's up, Alfred? Yeah, London was good competition, man. Good competition this weekend. Entertaining for sure when it comes to the matches. I was doing the math. We streamed We streamed 32 hours. Yeah. 32 hours is how much we streamed for the major. Fucking hell, dude. It's my fault they also make the finals. I mean, I'll take it with a positive spin for sure, man. Yeah, we streamed 32 hours for the major. Yeah. I'm hearing noises in my house. I'll be right back, chat. All right, we're good. A little worried, but we're okay. Yeah, of course, we got to see it twice too. Yeah, we streamed 32 hours this past week. Past weekend, I should say. If we're talking the entire week, 40, 41. Of all times, dude. Oh, what's up, Joel? Might have to keep going back to London. Dude, the crazy thing about London is we just get crazier and crazier results. Each time something pretty crazy happens at London, like historically. So chat, plans for today, we've got like 4 or 5 videos to record. And we're debating on how I want to do it. Obviously we got a recap. We're going to go over Major 2, talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, all the stuff in between. We're also going to do, at some point, hopefully, power rankings and talk about who I think is best teams, top 10. We've got a long time before the World Championship, but some things have been announced, so we'll talk about that. Kind of what expectations are going towards the off season, or what the downtime is going to be. So we've got some things to discuss for sure. And then we've also got to talk about the FIFA E World Cup. Esports World Cup has more details out officially. It's a lot of things to do there. So with that in mind, let us do some bracket stuff real quick. All right. Let's pull up this page. Let's fill these in now that we've got our teams. We now have Major 2 points that we can put into our bracket. So Gen G got a top 8. G2 won. Space Station had a top 8. Shopify didn't get there. How far removed was Shopify? 1 point. That's the only thing we got to figure out, is how far removed certain teams were. Rankings. Major 2 rankings. Shopify was 1 place out, so they get a 17. OG was... what did they do? 13 points. They went 1 and 3. NRG was 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 points. Nope, 23. They tied with Dig. Uh, 23, 24, 25, 26 points. M80 was 17, 18, 19, 20. Come on, 22, 23, 24, 25. 18, 19, 20. 18, 19 points. 18 points. You're null. You're chalked. You're never gonna make. Either you. $26. Good. Well, how you doing, brother? What's up, Cheese? Hey, Friesen. 0 points? No. So the way that we do our aggregate chat is for teams that don't make the major, like you want to have a lower point total. Here, let me zoom in on these. So the whole purpose of this and the way that we do our rankings is based upon your average placement, you get points. Golf score is beneficial. The lower points you have, the better. We find out averages based upon if you make regionals and international rankings and then average those two together. But the issue is if you get a 0, then it's actually beneficial for your point score. So rather than just leaving it null or giving everybody the same amount, based on how many points removed you are or how many placements removed you are from the major, we give you points. So like, for example, Shopify was 1 spot behind making top 4. So instead of getting 16 points, they just get a flat 17. And it's weighted harder. So we then find out the best teams objectively by placement. So everything into account, what is your average score? That's where you're placed. So before we went into the major, this was your top 16 in NA. And like relatively accurate. So we'll do this for both regions and we'll keep track of it and stuff too. I was saying there was 0 points out of London because they all had a tiebreaker, but they didn't make it. If you're not attending, then you didn't make it. That's all that matters. Tiebreaker or not, like they went, you didn't. So we don't need to care about those because they're not going to be involved. Let's go to EU now. A Corp was already figured out. BDS, how did you guys place? You guys had a top 8. Oxygen had a 11. Vitality had a top 8. Bates had a top 4, right? Yep. And I think the rest are taken care of. Yep, I already did all the other ones. Great. Now for APAC. NIP was 1 point removed. Crew was 2 removed. Secret had a 10. Furia made top 4. Should help their averages a lot. Complexity was 3 removed. They were tied at OCE. Power continues to go to N3, which puts them at a 10. Pioneers was 1 removed, right? Pioneers made Worlds as well. Chiefs went 0-3, which gives them a 15.5. And that's where it balances out. So, like, this is kind of the cool thing about this and the way that we do this, right? So, Chiefs, although they just made Major 2, Pioneers is going to Worlds, and their average is lower makes sense too, which is dope. I'm glad it almost always works out in that way statistically, as it should. So there's never a time where it's like their regional results outweigh, which is good. 17, 18, 19. APAC. Gladiators got a W. Mina Falcon, second place. Twisted Minds. Anything. We'll talk about it, Zeno. Don't worry. We'll get there. Food, appreciate the follow, man. Beppis. Yeah, I'm sure he was like crying on the club when he had to hit that. But like when you look at this stuff, you can kind of see like just how consistent certain teams have been. Be G2, then Gen G. I think it's really close. G2, Gen G, Space Station, OG. Then Luminosity, then M80. And then it goes from there. Yeah, crazy stuff. All right. Genji Space Station looked good. Yeah, it was good to see things like Genji seems like they're finally developing in a way that like it took a while for them to get to that point, but now that they're there, I'm very happy with them. I'll organize these. I think we already have enough though. When is that? It's 14. And it's OG, then LG, then M80, Is this an original or a spinoff? This is big data. I don't know. This song's been out for a long time. It's actually a lot closer than I thought. Oh, it's Cloud9 then Dig. Hey, I appreciate it, Dark. Hey, man. Welcome to the stream, dude. Good to have you. Cloud9, Dig. Then I think it's Energy. Cloud9, Dig. Energy, TSM, Snowman, Spate. Right? Yeah. I need to find out the actual averages for the other teams because they didn't qualify top 16 or top 32. I gotta find the last two. Actually, I gotta just do NA rankings. They're so far removed. NA rankings. Major 2. There we go. This is what I needed. Alright. I gotta fill these in. Incorrect was... $30. 28. Six. Jesus. In the bin, dude. Okay. So it's deleted and then incorrect, I think, are the last two. Deleted has... Incorrect has 20.25 unless they get beat by Nether. Nope. There you go. That's your top 16 in NA. Let's see how it actually lines up with the actual rankings. G2, Gen G, Space Station, OG, Luminosity. Shopify actually passes up M80. So does Moist. So these are adjusted. Then Cloud9, then Dig. Snowman came in late, but they pass up Energy. TSM, Spate, Nether. It just goes that end of year seeding is so important. Okay, what about EU? These are going to definitely change. Let's fill these out again. Oxygen has a 7.5. Obelisk. How many is that? 13. Okay, I'm gonna need all of these in. Okay. BDS is still in the lead. Damn. Those 2 wins at the end really helped. Oops. K-Corp. Really, Luna Galaxy at 6 is crazy. Because that last event really bumped them up. Interesting. That's wild. That's like the first time that's happened. Where like, even with Gentlemates is clearly like just a LAN team. To me, that's wild. To see that BDS, due to online results, still outperforms in like a placement ranking, it just proves how strong Gentlemates is on LAN. Vitality, then K Corp, Oxygen, Luna Galaxy, Jobless. I didn't put Resolve in there, did I? I don't have Resolve in there. Where'd I... Let's Resolve at. 15.25. What's endpoint at then? 14.18. The fuck? I messed that up hard. This should be resolved. There. I was like, I doubled one of these. That OG would be a LAN team as well. I think there's a trend, I think, City, where like I think teams are starting to feel more comfortable on LAN. And while normally teams tend to regress a little bit on LAN, the ones that are playing fast, aggressive, and controlled have definitely performed well and are showing it. So those two, that same. Here, let me compare again. So Oxygen at 5, Galaxy, Jobless, then Team 3, then Endpoint, then Fast Forward. Man, Resolve really was cheeks until this split. Ooh. Those two are tied. Man, wild. It's all about having high placements, man. They really heavily reward in this system teams that place high. Getting top 4s, getting top 2, like, big deal. Interesting stats set though. The only car is just the reality is, man, that it's like you're watching on a mobile platform. If you want full screen, come on over to Twitch, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. YouTube is going to continue to be a portrait, while Twitch will be landscape. It's the way she goes. Okay. All right. We got those taken care of. Swap back. Get my power ranking stuff set up. I will complete that later. Let's start doing recaps, yeah? to get through, chat. A lot to get through. Is any competition getting worse? Seems like the same team's winning all the time, mostly G2. I mean, G2 is a super team, right? Like, G2 just is a team that is so good. Jojo, appreciate the follow, man. But you're talking G2 is arguably 3 of the best players in NA all on the same team that are looking really, really good. Would it be crazy to rank mates higher than Falcons? No. Like, realistically, mates have made it very, very close both times. All right, chat. Favorite moments. I gotta try to wrap my head around all the stuff that is from, like, we watched 30 hours of gameplay, 30 plus hours of gameplay. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around the whole thing and making sure I remember everything there is to remember. It's just tough. So, all right. Hey, Super Toy. How you doing, man? Alrighty. Appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for everybody who's hanging out on Twitch as well as YouTube. If you guys enjoy the content, drop a follow or a sub or whatever you got to do. It is appreciated. We're going to do a recap, and then we're going to get into power rankings, and then we'll get into off-season tournaments, all that kind of stuff. So, we'll go from there. I got to remember how well we did. Lockdeck, appreciate the follow, brother. LJ Masterclass. LJ did play very well. I gotta take some notes real quick. And then we got 1, 2, 3. And then we went 1 and 1. And then not bad. 32 and 38 for predictions this weekend. That's not too shabby. Yep. 4 region semifinals, which is dope. First non-EU grand final. First no EU grand final. Only other was DreamHack Montreal. What else was unique? Appreciate it, Super Toy. I'm trying to think of what other crazy stats we had. There's a 4 region top 4. Grand finals 8 times in a row for G2. First no EU grand final. The only other was DreamHack Montreal, which was G2 and Peeps. First win for G2 since the 21-22 Winter Major, where they beat RiseJo and Vatira in a bracket reset. Yep. Bates and Dazzerncast. For round 4 Gen G versus G2. What else? I'm trying to think of other things of note. Yeah. Thanks, Archangel. Appreciate the help on that one. Yeah, first All-American. It's an All-USA win. Mobula ratio from Direct. Yep. Yeah, Archangel, I thought you were just memeing. Yeah, there's a couple things. I'm just trying to do some quick bullet points. Also, what is that icon, chicken nugget? Oh, Final Shape streamer. Oh, you competed in the raid. That's dope. All right, that should be a majority of things. I'll fill in the rest, and if we miss anything, I'm sure you guys will let me know. So let's run it. We got ads going, so we'll finish after ads. %84 prediction. All right. After this minute's up, chat, we're going to record a recap video. I'll try to include as many cool moments, this, that, and the other. If there's any that you think of, please drop them in chat. Obviously, that's why we leave chat up during the video, just so people can see that stuff as well. Yeah. I'll try to bring up as much as I can. This is going to be a pretty open-ended conversation. This is going to be pretty loose in the grand scheme of how I talk about results and all that kind of stuff. I'll try to remember. There's going to be some reflection. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that was announced next offseason and all that kind of stuff as well. So I will do my best to incorporate, bring things up, all that kind of stuff. What was the Bates Dazcast, Mr. Stream? That was G2 Gen G, round 4. Round 4 in Swiss. It was the 2-1 series. It was Sakura. All right, chat, here we go. Let's send it. Everybody say hi to YouTube. They had a biased cast chain where both of them unapologetically were rooting for the teams. It was funny as hell. All right, here we go, chat. Hey, how's it going, YouTube? We've got the Major 2 all wrapped up, and all that's left for the RLCS season is the World Championship, which is about 3 months from now. So we've got a lot to talk about. Obviously, we're going to be recapping the Major, all the pros, cons, the good, the bad, the ugly, and in between. Some fun stats to bring up for you all, as well as just kind of an all-encompassing recap of what went down this weekend. We watched 33 hours of Rocket League over the last 4 days, so I did not miss a single match. I watched every little thing. I'm going to do my best to kind of break down and talk about the storylines and all that kind of stuff as well. If you guys enjoyed this kind of stuff, make sure you guys hit like, subscribe, notifications down below. It helps me out greatly. Leave comments about your favorite moments as well. Maybe we'll do a React Andy to that in the future. But a couple cool stats. Number 1, I talked about doing a more accurate prediction. I also talked to my Q&A video, things I would like to see. And we did get a lot of those things. So without further ado, let's take a look at the bracket itself. The Swiss stage, 33 best of 5s. 33 of them. I went 29 and 33. I only got 4 predictions wrong. It started off with a bang. Power playing upset over Oxygen, which is kind of bonkers, if I'm being completely honest. That shocked a lot of people. We were really excited to see the number 1 seeds from every single region really live up to that expectation. Power looked really, really good out of their region, although they continued to go to round 5 and have heartbreak. You even saw Falcons look absolutely dominant a 3-0 sweep over G2. I talked about it in my Q&A video. I desperately want to see Falcons G2 play each other. It's the #1 match I want. I wanted to see validity provided to the Falcons and how good the Falcons actually are. And we got that. They made G2 look like a bubble team in that series. It was unbelievable. We've also talked about how historically teams that lose in Swiss to a team and get a rematch get basically dealt the keys of like, hey man, you know exactly what it was that we beat you with. Take that information, adjust, and then perform better. We'll see if that actually pays off because there is a rematch between these two if you haven't seen it. Along with that, Mobula, for some reason, continues to want to be the villains on the timeline, even though we will not see them for the remainder of the 2024 calendar year. As they got 0-3, they went 1-9. They tried to talk some ish on the timeline, whatever VK Salen is up to. It ain't it. Direct backed it up with some stats and was like, bro, historically, you're one of the worst performing teams ever on LAN. Also, Limitless has won multiple series, not individual games. I don't know why you're talking ish when you didn't do your homework. So Direct came in on with the stats book, smacked them across the face with it, and we move along. So Mobile is gone. No longer have to think about them rent free. And yeah, outside of that, I got the other prediction I really wanted. I thought Gladiators with Though was going to perform better. I was not impressed by the Chiefs at all. They go 0-3. Unfortunate as much as I love LBP and the guys. But let's call it what it was, chat. We can see all these results. We can pick apart each individual's. #1 match to pay attention to is this one. G2 Gen G. Bates and Daz decided to do something a little bit special and give us the first true bias cast we have ever heard. Gen G obviously has Dazzard on the payroll. G2 has Bates on the payroll. They both casted and just full bias went at each other, and it was amazing. Both of them did a really, really good job. But Bates is right. Bates was right. G2 wins in a very close game 5. I've also been preaching a lot about Gen G and how, hey, it takes a long time for a new play style, habits to change, and a majority of it is first killer. Hey, first killer, you can't play selfish, feed me the rock, always on the ball type playstyle. You need to alleviate, use your talents, survey the field, put yourself in a good position to then make a play. We started to slowly see that build from Gen G, and by the end of it, Gen G looked like a true solid team, which we haven't seen in a long time. After they won Qualifier 4, top 8 removals, they have not looked good. So Gen G, as long as they keep up their I guess their training regimen, if you want to call it that, going into Worlds is going to be interesting. We'll talk about post-Worlds and what to look forward to, as well as pre-Worlds, some things on the timeline, just so we aren't going to have just a straight 3-month break. We'll talk about those in a future video. Make sure you guys hit subscribe so you don't miss out on those. But overall for Swiss, pretty straightforward, as premeditated. The only things that I could see going differently, I talked about, is Gen G either going to ascend or are they going to crumble? Also, outside of that, is Oxygen going to make top 8 or not? That was, to me, the only thing that was subject for discussion, is seeing someone like either a Furia or a Space Station or, you know, Gentlemates maybe not to live up to things or whatever, maybe one team swapping in and out for a potential Oxygen. That was really the only thing that I could see being differently, which as soon as we saw Power beat Oxygen, my expectation of them was like, okay, I'm not expecting them to move forward. Although that said, very close game 5 against Furia. It was very competitive, but Furia, very, very aggressive. That continued as well into the quarterfinals. But in our top 8, I think these were very predictable. I don't think that's anything out of line. I think seeing the top 8 that was there was to be expected. We then go into our playoffs. So after 2 days of competition, day 1 was 16 best of 5s. Day 2 was round 3, 4, and 5, which was 17 best of 5s. We then get into Saturday. So we had the quarterfinals, 1 matches, all best of 7s. And we started with G2 Space Station, and we finally got to see the in-arena crowd, which was pretty mild. Like, crowd went mild to a degree. England did not give a shit about watching G2 and Space Station play game 1. They just didn't care. G2 also didn't care about Space Station being on the field because they proved that they are the better team. I will tell you all that between G2 Space Station, G2 really hadn't been proven up to this point. If you look at their results and who they ended up playing, they weren't really tested. They played Gladiators, they played Power, they got smacked by Falcons, and then finally they played Gen G, which people have been kind of like in between on. So like, Coming into quarterfinals, we're like, G2, we're not sure if you're going to take it. We don't know how well things are going to go for you coming into this matchup. So G2 did win, goes to semifinals. After that, I think we got Falcons Gen G, and Falcons made Gen G look like a second-rate team. Falcons came out swinging. Super fast, super aggressive. The Twins were on ball. TRK continues to be that guy. Falcons looked really good and arguably as one of the favorites. Falcons to me was like, yep, this is a team that I've been preaching. Top 3 in the rankings without a doubt. They deserve the accommodations, and they lived up to it. Falcons looked really, really good, and they had a really tough run coming through. Space Station, BDS, and G2. So many people are like, yeah, they've been tested. They look good. They have every right to be in that conversation. We then had Mates versus BDS. We did some math on this, actually. If you guys haven't seen, I have a roster document that's in the description down below. I do an aggregate of point placements, which are purely based upon how well teams are placed or what their ranking is based upon objective rankings, which is, hey, how did you perform? You get a point aggregate. We put that into a list that gives you your ranking. When we look at EU, Mates, despite having the performances they do, still don't outperform regional winners of BDS because they pale in comparison. They barely squeak in to the majors, and then they just dominate. Let's call it what it is. I'm a believer. I didn't know that Mates was going to be able to get away with. I said this. I don't think Mates is capable of continuing success by winning 1-goal games. So Mates goes, we hear you, Lawler. We understand that, so let us average 4 goals a game. They destroyed BDS. Like, it wasn't even close. 4-1, 4-0, 4-1, 6-1. That's absurd. 18-3 goal differential. It was a bloodbath. I think it's arguably one of the most dominant performances I've ever seen in RLCS history on land. And it was unbelievable. The sad thing is those two teams are going to play each other in the semifinals. Obviously, you can see the results lived up to the hype. We'll talk about that a bit. And then in the last game, we got Furia versus Vitality. Furia came out very aggressive. But the thing that I've always critiqued Furia on, it seems like they're improving about. Furia finally, when given space on defense, slowing down, controlling the place, intelligent decisions, making sure that they challenge teams in their corner instead of just trying to boom and force the ball. Furia, for the first time, looked like a well-rounded team. And the only thing about this series that I really was frustrated about is it should have been a 4-0. Furia had this game in the bag. They made Vitality look pathetic. The difficulty is when there's that many technical issues, which are just simply unacceptable at this point. Production, there was a lot of problems in this series. There was a bunch of pauses, a lot of timeouts and hiccups. It really killed the experience of what Furia was really doing. Similar to how Gentlemates dominated BDS. Outside of that, though, Zen, credit to the kid, doing everything in his power to hype up the crowd. He's taking off his headset. He's trying to amp up the crowd. He's trying to get that crowd behind them. He did not want to go out without a fight. I have a lot of respect for the young kid standing up and trying to be that captain. And you saw some very big emotions come out of Radosin. You know, they showed videos of him crying and stuff. Which I will never feel bad about. At the end of the day, 1, it's entertainment. 2, it shows he cares. It makes me more of a fan of Radosin. And the frustrating thing is he's probably going to be the one that gets kicked. He's going to be the one that gets the most hate on social media, even though he is super impactful on the team and his performances make or break for the roster. So we did get to see a different Vitality eventually in the series. I think a lot of it, though, is due to Zen and willing his way to get those victories. But Furia really, really played well. There was also some things that happened after the match ended. There was definitely some talk being thrown between the two teams. There was definitely some middle fingers thrown out, some L's. Mateus, their coach, who I'm a big fan of, they were talking their shit. Both teams were definitely getting a little lippy. I'm okay with it because at the end of the day, they firm handshakes, hugs at the end. Again, I'm okay with them being animated, showing they care, talking shit to the other team, as long as they are respectful after all is said and done, which I think all these players have an immense amount of respect for each other. So Furia comes out, great stuff. We then go to Championship Sunday. We start with what is essentially what it feels like the real grand finals. Falcons Mates came out swinging again. Both teams look incredible. It came down to a challenge on the right wall. It pinched into midfield. Gentlemates got a little bit over aggressive, and it goes into the back of the net. But it was a fight. Both teams trading blows back and forth. Very reminiscent to me of like when NRG played Dignitas, where like, hey, you score a worldie of a gold, Garrett G gets bumped off the ceiling, hits a flip reset. Violent Panda then hits a flip reset gold, and you hit back and forth. Easily the best series when it comes to quality of play by far. The difference though is that Falcons and Gentlemates both were like, you know what? Rather than playing a controlled game, rather than trying to utilize the space that's being provided, we're just going to play super fast, super aggressive. We're just going to go, 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 go. And it is by far the fastest paced, highest speed game I have seen. Like, it was good. It was a really good series of Rocket League, which is weird because of the contrast that you're going to see when I talk about here in a little bit. As for G2 and Furia, Furia put up a good fight, but G2 just outclassed Furia on this one. They just had an answer for everything. Shots were on target, goals were there. Furia, I think, just got kind of outperformed in this one on a talent perspective, despite Furia being a good team. The other cool thing about this, as you guys can see, that is 4 regions in the semifinals. Top 4 different region representation. NA, EU, MENA, and SAM, which is a really good sign. The reason why other world championships and other esports like Counter-Strike perform as well as they do is because it is very, very difficult to have a consistent performance at the top. You talk about the Grand Slam in Counter-Strike and how difficult it is to win major events, so on and so forth. It is very good for the esport when truly everybody has the chance to come in and make a performance. I even asked on the broadcast to CJ, was like, hey man, Tarsos is dominating OCE again, but we haven't seen them top 8 in a really long time. What is it going to take for someone to take the crown and see OCE improve? And short answer he basically said was everything, which was kind of silly. He's just like, yeah, we got to improve our shooting. We got to improve our defense. We got to improve our passing. We got to improve our boost management. We got to improve. I'm like, so basically everything has to change in OC. Good answer, CJ. Kind of harsh, but yeah. Sam and Mina have improved immensely. Their number 1 seeds are there. Their number 2 seeds are still lolling behind a little bit, but your best representation out of those regions are world class. So I was very, very happy to see this. Super entertaining across the board, which then gave us our grand finals. And while Falcons put up a fight, G2 really, really dominated. Rather than playing the pace game like Mates did against Falcons, and this is what I was kind of talking about in that contrast, G2 really took advantage of the space they were being provided. Controlled touches, passing across the field. Falcons is a team that requires a ton of boost to be performative. They denied boost. They passed cross field, which makes them have to spend even more and puts them out of position. G2 just had an answer for everything. G2 world class, beast mode, best player in the world conversations going on like crazy. I personally think Daniel probably could have taken MVP. Daniel played extremely well, but yeah, it was crazy. Overall predictions for myself, we went 32 out of 38. Predictions wise, 84.2%, which is actually worse than how I did last year. I was at an 87%. So 84.2% prediction rate, 32 out of 38. I will take it. I told you a more accurate prediction when we watched every single match, and we did exactly that. 4 region top 4 was incredible. Other cool stats. That's now 8 grand final appearances for G2 Esports. This is also the first non-EU grand final in the RLCS. There's always been EU representation in the grand final. The only other time that has happened is DreamHack Montreal when G2 lost to the Peeps and Reddles stood on a desk. Also, G2, despite being as good as they are, this is the first win, actual win for G2 since the 21-22 Winter Major, where they beat Rise, Joyo, and Vatira as Team Queso in a bracket reset. Pretty crazy stuff. Also on top of that, this is a USA team for North America. All USA for North America. No Canadians, nothing else. Just straight America coming out and taking a W, which has never happened. Pretty crazy stuff there. Now, a lot of people are asking as well, what's next? What do we have to expect? A couple things on the timeline for you all to remember. World Championship isn't until September. We've got some downtime. Because of that, a couple things were announced. We were talking about the Esports World Cup, which is going to be at the end of August. Starts on my birthday, actually. We have also announced a new FIFA World Cup as well, where we are getting the Intel World Open event. I'm going to be talking about those things in a future video. So if you want to make sure you don't miss out on those things, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss the notification. But yeah, crazy World Championship coming up. I've been talking about it a lot. It's going to probably see a little bit of complacency. I think the exciting thing about Worlds, because of the long break, is we are not going to know which are the best teams coming in because there is going to be some long downtime. But at the same time, it provides a little bit of weirdness. Either way, I'll try to keep you guys up to date on everything coming out in the near future, but that's going to do it for today's video. Again, as always, if you guys do enjoy it, like, subscribe, notifications, leave me comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Whew. And scene. Just be. Appreciate the follow, man. There is no tiebreakers or anything like that. All teams for Worlds are locked in. Do you think teams will make moves for Shift Summer League? I don't know. Worlds is second week of September. All right, so we're all done with those. Our recap stuff is done. We're happy with that. Do you guys want to talk about off-season events, or do you guys want to do power rankings? Are we getting an all Lawler off-season event, though? I don't know. It depends on if we get approval and funding and all that kind of stuff, but we're working towards it. We're trying to. You guys want to talk off-season events? We can do that. That's fine. And then we'll save power rankings for later in the week. When I mean, like, for YouTube. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah, we'll probably end up theory crafting some we're probably gonna end up doing a our top regions kind of predictions, or like what the best teams are. Good job with all the talking in a row. One take pro. I mean, it's literally my job, man. Literally my job. It's what I'm supposed to do. I appreciate it though. It's legitimately the reason I got pushed forward for Formula One. Is like, hey, this guy can sit and talk on camera and bail you out of any situation. Esports World Cup no longer crew battle. I don't think it is. I think it's 3-3. We're going to talk about that right now. I'm literally taking notes on it as we chat. Question is appropriate time to ask. Sure. What do you do in F1? I was the main stage host for Las Vegas last year. Considering how they did against EU at the first major, then just winning this weekend, G2 is easily favorite for Worlds. I mean, G2 is number one ranked for sure. Most consistent, have the results to back it, like without a doubt. Yeah, Dirk, it was unbelievable, man. Such a cool experience. Been deep into this dumb game called Beltmatic. You going to Dallas? I don't know, Jushan. I would like to, but I don't know. We'll see. Vegas was late. It was. I hope they run it a little bit earlier. It got cold too. Spain was exciting at first, and then pretty stereotypical results. All right, let me take notes on both of these real quick. I wonder how they're doing the wild card. FIFA will be probably end of the year, Zookins, if I had to guess. It won't be before Worlds. There's no way. I don't know how they're doing the wild card. Not yet, Welch. Wild card for what? Esports World Cup. Let's see. I thought they had details on FIFA. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Partnership ring, blah blah blah. 16 nations. What's up? Nations select based on factions, player base. Makes sense. Check their website and see if I can find stuff. All right. Pretty straightforward, it looks like. I don't know how many details there are on the FIFA event. Okay. Pretty straightforward. All right, let's do it. FIFA is a LAN? It will be, yes. It will be a LAN in person, for sure. Based upon what they've shown in the announcement video, yeah. Without a doubt. Offseason Major, pretty dope, dude. It was I think it was a pretty good, pretty competitive event. All right, let's talk about off-season events, chat. Here we go. Not yet, Harriet. Hey, how's it going, YouTube? We've got some cool stuff to talk to you guys about today. We mentioned in our Major 2 recap about how, hey, what are we going to do for the next 2 months? What are we going to do while we wait for the World Championship? And luckily for us, during the Major 2, they actually announced 2 events coming up. One we knew about, one that is brand new. I'm going to play the videos and stuff in the background while we talk over it. I'm not going to waste your time or make you guys read through all of these bullet points as I've done it all for you. So at the World Championship, or not the World Championship, at Major 2, Leaf talked about how there's 2 upcoming events. The first one, which we knew about, was the Esports World Cup. We knew that, hey, people are going to be going to Riyadh. They're going to compete on behalf of their teams. This is where all the teams are being forced to pick up rosters and being given a ton of money. But now we've got some of the details. And one of the downfalls of this is it looks like everybody's kind of favorite format is going away. Crew battles is gone from the looks of things. It looks like they are going to a standardized 3v3 standard tournament. There is no longer, hey, 1s, 2s, and 3s in a crew battle and stuff like that, which I think kind of stinks. I'm really kind of turned off by that one. I'm going to be out of town anyway during this, so I'm not going to be watching anyway. But unrealistically, there's a couple things that they don't talk about that they should. Number one, this went from being something that felt like kind of a slap in the face, where we saw a massive reduction in prize pool. The prize pool used to be 2 million, then it was 250,000. Many of us believed that that was EFG, the production and the producing partner behind this, being like, hey, we're pissed that you guys went to Blast, or reducing your payout. It's now 500k plus 50k for the tournament MVP, which was beast mode last time. They say it's 16 teams. There is also 2 wild cards. So there's 2 from each region, and they have a breakdown. We'll talk about that in a sec here. But it is 16 teams with 2 wild cards going into a group stage, and then there's playoff stage, which is top 8, single elim, best of 7. It's pretty straightforward. This will be going down August 22nd to the 25th, and it seems like a pretty standard 3v3 tournament that's going to go over a few days. This is the replacement for Gamers 8. It is the exact same. So Gamers 8's no more. That became Esports World Cup. It is now multiple tournaments being put on by the same people, and then organizations are competing in multiple events with multiple titles. Winner of that has like a conglomerate of like, hey, we're the best esports team in the world type mentality. This isn't going anywhere, chat. Whether you love it or hate it, this is going to be a thing for the next few years. It's going to continue to be ran over there. That's just the reality of things. That's just how it goes. On top of that, they then announced a new community tournament called the FIFA World Cup, which we'll talk about here in just a second. The Esports World Cup did just put out literally today some updates of how things are going to break down with the prize pool and everything else in a cool little slide. They talk about how the group stage is 4 groups of 4 double elimination best of 5s, which, love or hate the situation, is my favorite type of group stage, I think. Double and best of 5s means the best teams move forward. There's no issues with that. And the top 2 make it forward, which gives us our 8 teams in single elim. How they're going to seed those things, we'll have to find out, and we'll have to wait and see. This is how the slot distributions are going to break down. It looks like they are trying to do a fully world-esque type. There is going to be 2 wildcard teams. How they determine those wildcards, I have no clue. I don't know how they're going to determine what the wildcard teams are. In the past, they did previous event winners. So, like, Furia gets an automatic bid because they won the first Gamers 8. Very likely that they could automatically invite G2 because they won the last one. Beast Mode Daniel, 2/3 kind of situation. And then North America has 3 representation. We don't know. I don't know how they're going to determine the wildcards. They may just take 2 teams from Saudi E-League and invite them. I have no clue. So that's kind of what we got for Esports World Cup. But the one that's everybody's kind of talking about is FIFA E, which I think is really, really cool. If you guys don't know, a while back, they did this one thing called IEM, or what was it called? What was the official name? Either way, they tried to do the Esports World Cup, essentially, where there was an international event where you had the 16 best teams were going to sign up and compete. Those teams, the Intel World Open, IWO, thank you, Oregon. But they had the IWO event, which was the Intel World Open, which was supposed to be 16 nations, like a true World Cup, like we see in football, not American football, where you were going to get a bunch of teams representing their region, USA versus Canada versus France versus Mexico versus so on and so forth. They were going to then go to Katowice. They were going to perform in a qualifier, and then they were going to play in Japan at the World Cup. It was going to be kind of a preliminary $250,000 tournament. COVID ruined that. It all went online. It became regional based. It sucked. It also took a job away from me from ESPN, but we don't think about that anymore because it makes us sad. This time around, it looks like it's actually happening. I would assume this is happening tail end of the year. If the Esports World Cup is happening before Worlds, which is happening at the tail end of August, that means Worlds will happen September. I assume the FIFA E World Cup will happen towards the end of the year. If I had to guess, probably like November, December, sometime before the holidays, if I had to assume. Because of that, breakdown for this. 16 nations, so USA, Canada, so on and so forth. These things are going to be based on how teams have performed in the RLCS. So you go and look at RLCS results, the regions or the players that are representing in those events, they're going to look at, hey, where are you from? And then based upon that information, based upon population and the player base size and all those things, they're then going to do qualifiers for those events to make sure the best teams move forward. Teams will consist of 3 starters and 1 substitute, even though the substitute probably never going to see the field. They will say that they are going to provide more details in the future. They do have a kind of an official post on their website. It doesn't really give us a whole lot. It's more of the same. Just like I said, hey, hosting information. We have more details. We want to be inclusive of this. It's going to be really, really cool. So on and so forth. Are these teams going to have coaches? I have no idea. I don't know if they're considered. Most tournaments like this usually send 5 people, which is 3 starters, sub, and coach or coach manager. We'll see how that plays out. You can usually take coach and manager or coach and sub as same. Like Chrome is the sub of Gen G. He's also their coach. Whether that happens or not, we'll see. But yeah, I'm very interested to see how this one plays out. I'm curious to see who's going to move forward. There's been a lot of talks, obviously, on the timeline already of who the favorites are. Obviously, you can talk France. USA literally just gets to send G2 after they just won the Major 2. If you guys would like to see kind of my opinion on what the best fielded nation teams would be, let me know in the comments down below, and we'll try to build something up and put out a video of like who we think are the best reps for each country. That could be kind of fun. Maybe we'll do that on stream in another day. But with that said, 2 off-season tournaments to come and be excited about. Again, a lot of people have been talking about we have a super long off-season. What are we going to do? It looks like some of those things are starting to be announced. As you guys know, I'm also trying to run my own tournament. If it gets approved and everything goes well, then I'll have more details on that for you all as well. But just know there is intentions for off-season events to happen. We are not going to just have a 6-month off-season with nothing to do. I promise you. People are trying very, very hard to make things happen. So with that in mind, hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Hopefully you guys enjoy everything's going on. Hopefully some things to look forward to. And we finally get a true IWO, which I'm pretty pumped about. Either way, it's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoy the content, like, subscribe, notifications. We'll see you in the next video. Peace. Oh, that was a good back crack. All right, chat. Video number 2 is done. I'll let you just get into these videos with no scripts. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. We ain't got time to waste, bro. We ain't got time to waste. Chat, I can talk about literally anything you want me to as long as I have some bullet points. I will find a way to make it work. How will we go about watching the Esports World Cup? What do you mean? You mean for like for Rocket League? They'll stream it. France is gonna have a good team. England's gonna have a good team. NA is gonna have a good team. Mexico will have a good team. But if they break those down, then you're gonna see Brazil, Argentina, so on and so forth. But all right, power rankings. We got to do that too. Chat, we are speed running today. All right, I got to think about what I want my teams to be for the power rankings, huh? Let's see.
When a vehicle is certified.
Do we include K Corp? I think it's fair to include K Corp. They're going to Worlds. I'm gonna type these out on my own and see how I feel about it, and then we'll go from there. Do I do an honorable mention? I feel like the honorable mention's too easy as well. Because they always end there. Can you build a second NA super team? NA super team? Yeah. LJ. NA super team. So you got Dan, BMO, Atomic, right? That's your number one. Then you do First Killer, LJ, maybe Hoxer, maybe Chronic. Maybe JNAP's Canadian. I would do LJ, First Killer, Chronic. Chronic Canadian? No. Not at all. You can't, chat. You can't count Nolly Abject. They're not American. It is entirely based on, and I hope that FIFA E does that. FIFA E better be like, hey, it's based upon where you're from. What's your nationality? Not where do you perform. And from the sounds of the wording, that's how it is. Yeah, FK Chronic and then LJ, I think would be a really good team. I think that's a really, really good team. So no Mobila? No. In a way. They would have to win something in order to make it. When is FIFA? We don't know. We have no idea. All right. Chat, I've got my initial power ranking. Time to make adjustments. That's loud. Sorry. I think it's tough for me to put K Corp higher because I haven't seen them. I do think K Corp within their own region probably better. I didn't see that Fish Fu. I hope he feels better. BDS did get smoked by Mates, but is there enough substance to put them below Genji? Genji, to me, showed improvement and showed competency, while BDS looked miserable. And that's happened historically now. Like, to me, Genji actually put up a fight against Falcons. Like, Falcons looked really, really good, but like Genji fought. BDS didn't look like they fought at all, man. Juicy doesn't get enough recognition. Dude, Juicy's cracked. He's so good. Like, the way I look at it is I think Vitality, out of all the teams that made top 4, Vitality looked the best, at least in the fight that they put up. Genji second, BDS third. And now BDS obviously played against Mates. And who knows how Genji looks up against Mates, but what was your ranking pre-major? Wasn't BDS like top 3? BDS was, and again, I can only go off of objective results, which like BDS was showing. Hey, we're winning within the strongest region. Life is good. And then they had what happened. So I'm done. I'm done no longer believing in Mates on LAN. Mates on LAN is a different beast. They are that team. They are so good on LAN. Online, sure, you see a little bit of the more chaos play out, but yeah, on LAN, Mates built different. If Mates isn't boot camping every week, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. In my opinion, even though G2 won, I don't know if they're better than Gelmates. The team has made every grand final this year. Power rankings doesn't have to do with head-to-head. Power rankings has to do with the results that lay in front of you. G2 unquestionably is number 1. You cannot argue against it. There's no, even Johnny can't argue against it. You ready for all the people screaming about you ranking Mates over Falcons when Falcons beat them? I fully agree. It was a game 7 and it came down to 1 goal. Mates also went to the grand finals and a top 4 game 1. So yeah, I'm going with Mates. The Falcons like, they made the grand finals. I'm like, cute. Do it again. Mates has won an event and then was 1 goal away from making another grand final. I'm going Mates as number 2. That's my argument for it. Outside of that, Falcons is a very strong 3. Let's call it what it is. Falcons is a strong 3. Freer gets the head-to-head. That's the only reason I put Vitality behind him. The rest kind of, I think, fall through. K-Corp could be higher, but they've got to prove it to me. Oxygen, to me, didn't live up to the expectation I had of them. Power consistently goes to round 5, more than anybody else. Spross, we'll have the video out on Wednesday. We'll put that video out on Wednesday. Otherwise, you can check the VOD. What about Vitality? They looked immense in Swiss. I think it's still on top. Yeah, I have them top 5, man. Top 5 in the world is not a bad placement. You know what? Power above Oxygen just to drive YouTube comments. Honestly, it'd be funny as fuck, but the sad thing is like Power played Genji, Oxygen played Furia and lost in 5, right? If Falcons didn't catch Mates slipping, they would have lost. I mean, Mates had that game. Mates was going to win that game 7, but they overcommit and Falcons defense prevailed. They had a good 50 that kicked to mid, and then it was an open net. Big clear. Mates overcommit, which tends to happen when you play hyper aggressive. Everybody was playing so fast that game. But if Mates plays a little bit more, hey, we're trying, like, I commend Mates because Mates is trying to play, hey, we're going to control the pace. We're going to win this game because of it. And a 50 kicks out. Like, I don't think people realize how, you know, like here. Trying to find it. Hold on. Okay, like, I don't think people realize. So, Mates is up by 1 with 15 seconds left. They had it. TRK dunks them. Great play, TRK. Good on you, man. You took the solo. We then go into OT. And look at this 50. For the whole overtime. The whole overtime, Mates is on offense. They are dominating this. This should be Mates' win. They have it. That touches off. If that doesn't happen, it's maybe a goal. Demo on rotation. Again, controlling well. Some of these touches are, you know, the strongest, but like they are applying pressure. They are winning this so far. That's a double commit. This should be a goal in this next touch. I think Seiko's touch there is really bad. And now watch this challenge. That's what it is. 45 seconds of offense. And Rawas chases down and has a beautiful 50. That just happens to kick out to a boost-starved TRK. And they win off of that. That's wild. That's how it ends. So, like, people are probably going to be like, oh my God, Falcons, they're, how dare you put the... Mates had it. They had it. They had it. So, I don't think I'm crazy for picking the team that has 2 consistent results. You know? Like, I think that's a pretty fair top 10. With honorable mention. Permanent. Round 5 gods. I think you make arguments for both, without a doubt. But I'm not about to sit on the fence. You know, I'm going to make a defined number 1, number 2, you know? That's what I got. I don't get why it's hard to understand one result doesn't prove you're the better team. Nick, because people are dumb. Thoughts? It's the same thing as people thinking power rankings are equivalent to head-to-head, which is not the case. People think power rankings, it's like, oh, Falcons beat Mates, therefore they're the better team. And I'm like, that's not how that works. Furia beating a weak and sick Vitality doesn't warrant a 4th place. How about them beating Mates? I'm also not about to... I'm not about to make excuses. I'm getting hit with so much spam lately. It's annoying. KC's floor. KC should be able to make top 8, but until I see it proven, are going to put them outside of that. Like, let's call it what it is. KC still has some of the best players on their team. Like, some of the best players in the world still are on KC. So, like, yeah, I rate them highly, but I can't objectively put them as a top 8 team until I see them perform to the level of what we know they're capable of, because they haven't lately. So They got a long time to figure it out. Walk it, that would be crazy. All right, let me put these down. Chat, no spoiling the video. All right. So it's fair, but I put Falcons above Mates just because of recent results and they didn't lose to a single team. I can't do that. I can't do it. I can't do it. Much as I love chocolate milk, can't do it. Chat, no spoils. Everybody say hi to YouTube. Thank you, chat. Thank you. All right, let's send it. Hey, how's it going, YouTube? We've got our RLCS top 10 power rankings, technically top 11 because we do an honorable mention every time. Coming at you post Major 2. This is going to be heading into the World Championship. And while, yes, the World Championship is a long ways away, I figured it'd be a fun way to do these. Also, I've got to redo this because I was on the wrong screen. Fuck. Fucking production. Someone tell my producer to figure the fuck out. Turns out it's me. Take 2. Here we go. Can't say that on YouTube. I can. It just can't be a majority of the. It's got to be like 10 minutes in the video. All right, here we go again. Hey, how's it going, everybody? We're here for some RLCS top 10 power rankings. Technically we do top 10, but we also have an honorable mention that we do every single time. But if you guys haven't seen these in the past, let's talk about how they actually go down. First things first, you might not be able to see them on screen depending on who you are, but on the other side here, we have done these previously. Okay, we try to reveal them based upon how we feel things are going. We're going to provide some substance as to why I think who should be there, so on and so forth. I expect you guys to completely disagree with me, because you guys are all biased towards your favorite teams, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we have some kind of ups and downs about some things, and my concern obviously is that with the RLCS World Championship being almost 3 months away, it's kind of difficult to really feel like these are going to be in the same spot. I think a lot of people should understand that there is a chance for a lot of regression. There's a chance for some teams to slowly ascend while others take a step back. Teams that we haven't seen in a while, you know, you're going to see Shift doing their round robin tournaments during the offseason. We've got the Esports World Cup before the World Championship. There is a lot of room for change. But as of right now, if we're taking a snapshot on how we feel about how things have gone, and even kind of going into the conversation, I think there is a lot of arguments for these. So first things first, we're going with the tried and true. It is the round 5 merchants themselves, even though they will never get above that. It's OCE. That might be the wrong color. We're going with Power. Which color did I use for OCE? Was it this one? I don't even know. Wow, I did the one way at the bottom. All right. This one. We got to go OCE as the honorable mention with Power. Again, I like seeing Power continue to perform and show some sort of improvement. Like, they take out Oxygen in the first round, and then from there, it's kind of an up and down. Is it a little bit fluky? I don't know. But what I don't think is a fluke is that Power continues to go to round 5, 2-2 round every single time. Can they punch their ticket into the top 8? No. But they find a way to get to that moment every single time. They are consistently going to be placing 9 to 12. They do it every time. And I don't know what to do about that. I don't know how to see the improvement for them. But they have to find a way to break through at some point. But like, let's call it what it is. Every time they go into those matchups, they get dealt a heavy hand because they are such a low seed. It's tough. It's tough. I think they lost what? They lost to Gen G this time. Time before that wasn't any easier. So they just need that one upset. I don't know what it's going to take for them, but forever in that spot. That's just the way it goes. Up next, we've got Oxygen. Oxygen, I had a lot of expectations on. I thought they're going to perform better and better on LAN. They ironically lost to the team right below them, but this should be a prime example of how I do power rankings. Head-to-head matchups don't necessarily matter when it comes to power rankings. It is a collection of your efforts, collection of your placements, consistency, so on and so forth. And Oxygen still had a decent run. They did make it around 5 as well as a newer team. I think potential-wise, they are better and have shown that. But even they had a close round 5 match before they ended up getting eliminated. I think they lost to Furia, who's a good team. So again, I think Oxygen as a team has shown that they can be as a collective. Unfortunately, they're done for the year. We don't get to see them going forward. But if I had to place them as a competitor coming in, that's where I would have them. Up next, a team that is going to the World Championship that they were trying to knock out. A little bit of spoilers there is K-Corp. K-Corp still has 3 of the best players in the world on their team. I don't think you can argue against that. I think those players all still have so much talent. And while they've kind of lost their way historically, I still think K-Corp as a team has potential to make top 8, which is why I have them kind of as that gatekeeper in between. I can't confidently put them top 8 because their results recently have not been that great. But I also think based upon the coach, based upon the staffing, based upon the players on the team, they have been grinding. They have an opportunity to come in and play upset. I would not be surprised if K-Corp comes in and finds themselves in a grand finals at the World Championship. I would not be shocked at all. The thing is, though, is I'm going to look at objective results, and as of right now, K-Corp hasn't had those results to justify it. Do I think they're still a world-class team? Do I still think they have capabilities coming in and making a performance happen? Without a doubt. I think they are fully capable of doing that. But until they come in and dominate or have that world-class performance, I can't put them as a top 8 playoff team. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if K-Corp then goes 1-3 or 2-3 in Swiss and doesn't make top 8, which is why I have them at number 9. Number 8, a team that I think showed a lot of promise, and in particular, one player who's been getting a lot of love. We got to go with Space Station Gaming. LJ performed incredibly at the second major in London. I think Space Station as a team has been a really solidified roster, proving that, yes, we are third best team in NA. We've been waiting to show it, and they did not underperform. I think they performed about where my expectations were in the second major. I think them getting to be in that performance of saying, you know what, we make top 8 consistently. I think we're solid, but we're going to have a hard time kind of beating the top dogs. Head-to-head against Furia, I'm probably going to say it's a close match. Maybe they win it, probably go into the distance, and who wins is going to come down to the day. You take them against a team like Mates or G2 or Falcon stuff. They're probably losing that series, and in case in point, they did. Like, G2 showed that they are a step ahead of Space Station. So, Space Station, I think, is a really solid top 8 team, but I think their peak, I think when they hit their ceiling, it's a little bit lower than some of these other teams. Up next, we have a team that, while they looked basically non-existent on the field, I still think they are a better team, and we're going with BDS. I think BDS as a team, while they got stomped by Mates, I still think playstyle-wise, they are outperforming a team like Space Station. Realistically, I think BDS had some decent performances throughout that major. You're talking their wins. Again, they go 3-2. It's tough for me with BDS in particular, and maybe you make some conversations otherwise. I personally always lean that EU as a region's a little bit better. Let's call it what it is. BDS's wins, Mobula, OG, and Secret. I'm not too convinced. Their losses, though, are quality losses. They lost to Falcons and Gentlemates, and they took Falcons to 5, Mates to 4. Both those teams, in my opinion, had the best series and were looking obviously like the best going into the semifinals. So I think, again, Mates great team. They are going to be ranked highly for me, but with BDS taking Falcons to 5, it did, like you said, go to OT. I think there is something there. Maybe it's a mental thing. Maybe it's a problem of why they're having those issues. But I think if we're talking, as I mentioned, I try to take objective results. I try not to completely pair head to head. It's tough for me to not say that BDS isn't a better team than Space Station. I don't want to compare these head to head because I don't know what it would look like. I actually think that'd be a great series, and maybe that's the argument for why they're in the placement that they are. But to me, BDS is a team that has potential. They look absolutely fantastic against some of the teams that they do, but they're falling short, which is why I can't necessarily put them higher. At number 6, who do I have at number 6? A team that I was very happy to see them living up to the conversation that we've had. It's Gen.G Mobile One Racing. Gen.G to me was either a hit or miss this major. I don't know if they were going to finally build some confidence in the playstyle that they've been trying to build, with First Killer being more unselfish coming into fruition. It did. I think Gen.G looked like a really good team. I think we've seen them play the best Rocket League that they've played in a really long time. I also think they put up a pretty solid fight against their competition. I think their strength of schedule is a lot harder than what we saw in the wins than compared to BDS. I also think that realistically in that quarterfinal,
when a vehicle is certified by
they put up a pretty good fight against Falcons, while BDS didn't look like they were even on the field against mates. So I think Gen.G again is showing improvement. I think they're getting to that point where we're starting to see that moving forward into what will be the World Championship. I think another couple months, some off-season events and stuff like that, Gen.G could be a real powerhouse team and fight for a top 4 again. So good to see that out of Gen.G. Glad to see the improvements. Ahead of them, though, we have one of the last teams in that quarterfinal. It's Vitality. I think Vitality Furia was kind of a tough one. I think that would have been more convincing, honestly, for Furia if there wasn't so many bosses. But Vitality, let's call it what it was, going into the quarterfinals, they looked incredible. They looked really, really strong. They were one of the favorites. I think placement-wise, you talk about them going 3-0, taking down Gen.G in a 3-2. Again, it could go either way. They also beat Furia. I think Vitality as a team has those moments where they tend to regress a little bit here and there, but I think it also talks about how close some of these ranks are in the middle of the pack area. I think the 5 to 8 ranks are always really, really tough anytime you do these. I had some conversation potentially about where you could shift these potentially. But Vitality and the team at 4, which is what I really want to talk about, I think there's a lot of discussion to be had. Vitality did beat them. Vitality did beat them in Swiss, but Furia won, and convincingly. The reason why Furia above is to me, I think it's a really good sign that Furia, one, is able to come out aggressively, play their game, and to show that type of performance consistently. While they may have some bumps and bruises, Furia is playing a close series, right? Furia is always going to give you a fight. They're either going to win or they're going to say, hey, you're going to have to work for this. But there's been times where I watch Vitality lose and I just go, where are you guys? What happened? This series between these two in particular, if Vitality doesn't have Zen doing everything he can to move them forward, who knows? People are also talking about how Radosin was sick and things like that. I don't know if you can take that really into account. Same thing happened with Arsenal at one point where he was thrown up on stage. They still find ways to win. So I only take that so much into account, but yeah, I think Furia has the potential to show that, hey, we are consistent top 4. I think they have proven that South America is a team that should be getting that respect as well. So I think both ways you can make arguments for some of these teams making up and down and lateral moves across the board, but maybe that's just me selfishly wanting to have different representation in our top 4, just like we got. But I truly believe that Furia has proven that they are and are fully capable of being consistent top 4 and proving that they are going to be in the semifinals for here to come. So really like that one. I don't know. It is crazy to see EU not have as many towards the top. Maybe that's just on me. Number 3, this is the one that I've been touting for a while. This is probably going to be the most controversial, or the one that people are going to argue the most about. But I have to go with it. It's Falcons at 3. If I can find what color. I did do 2 down. Okay. Falcons at 3. The reason why I have Falcons here is going to confuse a lot of people, considering they just found themselves in the grand finals, but it continues the narrative I talk about, how it is not just a head-to-head matchup. A lot of people would expect to see mates here and then Falcons at 2. because Falcons just won. But if we talk about mates, and I guess that spoils that, and the rest of these, we can just reveal all these to make it easy for more of a cohesive conversation. Stats wise, let's talk about it. G2 at 1. I don't think you can make any argument against that. G2 has gone to 8 grand finals. They have won the most recent major. They took second place at the one before that. They have looked like the best and most consistent team. Therefore, they're the #1 team in the world. I don't think anybody can argue with G2 being the team that has proven consistency and gotten results. Clear #1. I don't think there's any conversation for that. Conversation then between Mates and Falcons. Well, yes, Falcons just won the head-to-head. Let's call it what it is. Mates was at a grand final, and then they are going to Game 7 OT against Falcons. To me, that is more consistency, and let's call it what it was. We just watched the overtime here on stream. Mates had 45 seconds of offense. They were dominating it, and it was an individual effort from Was, who had a rough touch, air dribbled it across, and then it pinched into midfield to a boost-starved TRK who had an open net because Mates overcommitted a little bit. To me, Mates, if I'm a betting man when it comes to consistency on LAN, I'm going with Mates. Mates is a really, really good LAN team. And not saying that Falcons isn't, but I am going to go for consistency, and I think Mates has earned that spot. Online, different story. Mates has proven that their playstyle online maybe not be the best, but at the end of the day, who cares? Like, I don't care about online results. At the end of the day, you are using online results simply as a matter of fact to get to the matches that matter. Majors are what matter. World championships would matter. I weight those more heavily, and as should everybody else. I think these maybe make conversation for interchange between Falcons and Mates, considering Falcons went so good in Swiss. But I'm taking Falcons winning over a struggling spaced, or like, I don't know, like when you're talking about strength of schedule and all that kind of stuff, when you're talking about a collection, to me, Mates has had a very solid performance. They've put up really good results on international competition. Their only loss came to Furia. So, like, Furia, again, is another top 4 team. Like, I just can't take a collection of 2 international majors and not put Mates at #2, personally. Make arguments for either. Make arguments for either, but that is what I have for my top 10, technically 11. I think you can throw some other honorable mentions in, but I think it's just goofy to always have Power go to round 5 and then lose. It hurts. It hurts. Mates, I could see Mates probably having, like, I think that's part of a good conversation too, you know? Like, I don't think head-to-head works. You know, Mates goes to that grand final instead of Falcons, and it might be a better look from Mates because play style-wise, I think they match up better against G2. While G2 goes against Falcons, it goes, hey, they're going to play fast and aggressive. We're going to control the pace. We're going to slow it down a little bit. We're going to work the field. We're going to take their boost. Stylistically, it works out for G2. So, again, I don't think head-to-head is exactly the way that you should approach these. I think it's more of a collective, more of a collection of all their results across multiple events. G2, objectively #1. And then from there, it gets a little bit shaky. But I'm always curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. I'm curious to hear who you guys have as your top 10, where you have people placed. I think there's definitely some conversation for, you know, the 4 to 8 area on where you can make some move. But that's what I've got. That's what I have for my top 10. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say as well. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you have? What do you have for your top 10? I'm always interested to hear. Give me your arguments as to why this team should be there or the other. But that's what I've got for my list. Some are going to be mad about it, but I don't care. Deal with it. Come talk to me about it on stream. Streaming daily, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you want to come hang out. Come join us. But if you guys enjoy the content, as always, like, subscribe, notifications. Let me know what you think down below. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace. I have Vitality higher because I like them. And hey, man, talk your bias. If you're just joining me, why Mates over Falcons? Mates has made a grand final and won, and then they also have a top 4, and they only lost in Game 7 OT. versus Falcons that has had, you know, polarizing results. I think you're taking into account the London throw that BDS has to do prior to work. Yeah, I mean, oof. Well, if you can have a chat of 100 plus viewers and we all collectively did not spoil our list. Yeah, shout outs to you guys. Thank you, chat, for not spoiling the list even though you saw it ahead of time. It is greatly appreciated. Would you switch SSG and BDS because SSG beat Fury offense that's banked to mates and SSG isn't losing to mates in playoffs like BDS? I mean, just because this team beat that team doesn't mean those two teams are better than each other. Like, there's stylistic differences. We just talked about that. G2, I think, matches up better against Falcons compared to Mates. Mates still brought them to 7. And I think Mates performs better against G2. I don't know, man. I think it's tough. I mean, Mates didn't just beat BDS. That was... oof. SSG top 5. I don't know about that one. I mean, maybe. Maybe. But I can't put SSG top 5 because that means they're above Gen G, which isn't the case. I disagree with that. I would put them at 6 or 7 at best. Yep. Ah, that's one of the stats we forgot to mention about how mates haven't won an event, but they look dang good. What was that?
It is ooh la la Lawler.
Hold on, chat. I gotta reply to email. Okay, so we'll be back with a vengeance. I would hope so. Paul, appreciate the prime sub, dude. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you. Greatly appreciate it.
I feel like I'm at a standstill, waiting for you to tell me I'm okay. If time heals, tell me why do I kill myself, trying to show you I'm not a mistake. I've got qualities that I'm not proud of. I've made promises that I walked out on. I've had days I feel I don't deserve love. So think what you think, just don't call me up. Mistake, might have made some.
It is ooh la la Lawler.
I have nothing witty to say, just go pack go.
Hey, Archangel, appreciate the 42 months, man. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Don't you see those that oppose on me? Most won't leave thinking I might retreat. Show my teeth quick if you turn on me, cause I feel like I'm at a standstill, waiting for you to tell me I'm okay. If time heals, tell me why do I kill myself, trying to show you I'm not a mistake. I've got qualities that I'm not proud of. I've made promises that I walked out on. I've had days I feel I don't deserve love. So think what you think, just don't call me up. Just don't call me up. Just don't call me up. Mistake, cause I'm not one. Misplaced, but I found a lot of resentment causes a mess when you let it get to the place of no confidence. Struggle with it, that's obvious, but not enough to make me second guess if I die for the ones I love. So don't you get confused, thinking if you bring me down, I'ma just choose to let myself get used. I don't live like that, I feel trapped, I might lash out. I gotta watch my back, cross my path, especially with ill intent. You'll regret you ever took that task.
Sorry, Chad. I'm responding to some messages. It's out, the last one. What is? Not saying you're wrong, but do you think KC is better than SSG, or is that just recency bias? I do think KC is better than SSG, but I still have SSG power ranked higher than them. So I don't know where you're coming off at. I literally just had SSG higher ranked than KC. FIFA Esports, do you think France will be overwhelming favorites? I do. The other thing people need to understand is that G2 can literally send their full roster. They're all USA. So Daniel Bimo Atomic will be the reps for USA, assuming they win the qualifier. So between those two, yeah. And Mexico's got a good representation. England's got good representation.
It is ooh la la Lawler.
Oh, man. Chad, I'm going to say this as a blanket statement, but I think we can all agree. Fuck the IRS. Seacom, appreciate gifting the sub to the channel, man. Basically, people, long story short, chat, the people that I went through for my taxes did my shit wrong, and now they're charging me a fuck ton of interest for something that I reported accurately and did everything I was supposed to. I did everything I was supposed to correctly, and now they're like, 2 years of interest, get fucked. And I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, this is bullshit. It's so fucked. And like, heaven forbid, trying to negotiate with those greedy fucks, you know? Oh yeah, I mean, Chad, we're all well aware that it's a lobbyist paying a fuck ton of money to make it as difficult as possible. But in a similar situation, they waive the interest for what it's worth. Yeah, basically what I want to do is be like, listen, I did everything I was supposed to. I reported everything accurately. I did everything I was supposed to do. But the people who did it for me, who guarantee 100% accuracy, fucked it up. And then on top of that, you're charging me interest for a notice you only gave me a couple weeks ago for years worth of something I had no idea about. So how can you charge me interest about something you haven't notified me on? Right? Like, it's like, that's so stupid. It's so stupid. Oh, I think so, Ramen. I totally think so. And like, the most frustrating thing about it, chat, is like, say I call and contact them and go, hey, this is the situation. This isn't fair. Then they just go, it's not on us. Sit on hold for 2.5 hours. It's not on us. Contact these people. And I'm like, no. You know exactly the situation. Like, it's so bullshit. It's like, guys, I've been reporting my taxes accurately since I was 15. Like, I can't fucking stand it. It's so annoying. Like, hey, we accidentally used the wrong form. Now you owe us an additional $5,000. It's like, no, you guys owe them an additional $5,000. Ugh, I fucking hate it. It was originally 12, Waka. Yeah, I got a letter in the mail being like, you owe us $12,000. I'm like, what the fuck? No. That's what I've been dealing with the past couple of weeks. Yeah. Like, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, if anybody's got to spend a spare 12 grand laying around, thank you. I'd appreciate it. Actually, if you can make it 25 G's, because then I can pay taxes on that next year. Self-employment taxes are fucking miserable. Yeah, people don't realize, like, when you file taxes as a 1099 employee, they immediately hit you with like a $6,500 self-employment tax. Something like that. It's a lot. By all means, being self-employed gives you some tax benefits if you know how to utilize it with like deductions and shit, but like, yeah, it's fucking terrible, dude. They just need to like get rid of everybody in the Congress that's over 65. It would help us so much. It's crazy, Miasma. Yeah, our tax system's fucked. Like, it's crazy because the IRS knows exactly how much we make per year. We know exactly how much we're supposed to pay in taxes, and they go, hey, go through this super overly complicated program because lobbyists pay us a shit ton of money so they can make money as well. Thank you. Good luck. And there's nothing that holds those people accountable. It's insane. It's the same shit that like fucking what's his face? Moist Critical just went through with trying to get his Apex team in. Moist Critical going through the shitty process of trying to get visas and stuff going. Dude, it's dude, our government's absolutely fucked, man. Has been for a long time. All right, I need to turn my brain off a little bit. Let's play a tiny bit of Rocket League. Spoiler, chat, I was waiting for a video to render last night, so I was playing ranked while waiting for it to render. We accidentally got our GC rewards early. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, you say it takes like 5 minutes. Like, obviously, as a W-2 employee, sure, it's not too bad, but you gotta understand, Seek Up, in like in other countries, like Wendy literally goes to a program, hits next 10 times, and then she's done. And they tell her exactly how much she owes or how much she gets back. The end. In the United States, it's, hey, fill out this form that's in hieroglyphics. Good luck. Like, the issue is we have to even fill out forms and submit stuff. They know how much we make. It's all tracked. So just send it to us. Be done with it. Anyway, chat, we're a gamer. We are GC in both of these, despite being dog shit at this game. How does it make you all feel? Ones? That's a different breed of pain. Wendy's from the Netherlands. So we have GC. We got our GC rewards. We're technically done for the season. We no longer have to play because there's no way we're getting SSL. It's just not happening. So there's two thought processes I've had towards this. Number one, we stop playing rank. We move on with our life. And we focus only on replay analysis for y'all. Or we find someone to queue with and we try to get as high as possible. Whether it's being boosted or not. I don't give a fuck. You know, if we find a sweaty little pro to be like, here we go. And maybe I actually improve at the game. Probably not, though. But for today, we're just going to queue some rank. Dude, BMO in this rank would be like, dude, this is the hardest gameplay I've ever had. How do people play like this? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Get boosted. That's my vote. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good way to do it. Technically, it's not being boosted if I'm on my main account, and so are they. So I would like to get like every day, me and a couple others all log on and play for like an hour or two. Like, I would like to queue with a group regularly with some other creators. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I'll let him get that boost. It's going well. He's chasing down the boot. What the fuck? What am I watching? That's a flick. Holy. He has plenty of boost. Like, I have people that I would play twos with, but I don't think they stream or anything. Do you do replay analysis? I do. If anybody would like to do replay analysis, we just got to set some stuff up. What the fuck? That was such a bad touch. I jumped the worst way. That's going straight up. He's taking the boost to... Okay. Neat. Try and get the boost challenge again, please. Hell yeah. Get him. Challenge him, please. That was a bad touch. My nose is itchy. Take 50. I wanted the demo, but we'll take his boost instead. We'll take this dude's life. Hey, yeah. Please don't. All right. On a boost. That teammate went. Shit. Oh, I passed it to him. That's not good. Look, his touch was bad. No, he hit it. I don't think he was going to. Yeah. Yeah, Miasma, we're gonna do we'll have another sponsorship stream. I gotta do a sponsorship stream either tomorrow or Wednesday. But basically, anytime you interact with like a sponsorship that I do, we'll give you guys the ability to earn. Why did you back off? You had it. Please tell me he got to go all that. Nope. Going to wall. Ah, shit. No. That's not good. They're probably going to get a goal. No, maybe not. Go, team, go. Soft touch. Yeah. Take it. Until I have a really weird play stuff, I'm rank, it'd be cool to get actual analysis on it. Yeah, I mean, again, I think the cool thing about doing sponsorship type replay analysis is, one, it looks really good for me. Sponsors are going to give me a higher base pay the more you guys interact with it. And then the other part of it too is it gives you guys more out of just, hey, pay me money for you know, a replay analysis type thing, right? Damn, nice. I try to pinch that back towards my teammate. Oh, he wasn't able to get boost. Sorry, bud. Goomba. That's not good. Please, 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 please. Look. Sponsorships equal career growth. I've turned down a majority of sponsorships I've been offered. I don't think people realize how much sponsorships can pay out, though. Like, sponsorships can be, like... I can make... Holy shit, we gotta go all that. Hell yeah. I can make more money in one sponsorship than I do an entire month of videos. Like, I don't think people realize how much payouts can actually be. but I've turned those down. Some of them, like the really high paying ones, are sketchy as fuck. In the sense of like what's being offered. You know, I don't agree with them, you know, morally or, you know, things like that. But like, that's a bad touch. I'm so sorry. Does he still have high ground on that? Oh my god, he just... No, he had a goal, actually. Shit. Just say you hate crypto? I mean, after the IRS bullshit? Yeah, I do. That's such a bad touch. Please don't score on that. Okay, good. CS2 sponsorships and those gambling sponsorships, 300k per month. Yeah, for some of them, it's an insane amount, dude. He's gonna take that boost. Shit. Go wide because he's gonna hit it to me. Soft touch. Got it. No. Soft touch. Shit. Please land on it. Oh, we got one. Ugh. Send help. Please respond. It's so bad. Back to me. On target. I whiffed. Look. And I got the boost. Hell yeah. Oh, he's so low. Oh no. Oh no. Double oh no. He hit it high. Ugh. I tried to neutral 50 that. It did not work. There it is. That's game. Just kidding, I'm the GOAT. Yes! Ugh. Run away! GG! Great pass. GG. Yep. Some sponsorships just, they pay an absurd amount. So it's like, you know, if I need to make ends meet, if we play like a mobile game once a week and everybody knows it, and the way to justify it is like, you know what, you guys know you're directly affecting me, and I'm also giving you a replay analysis instead, and it's a way to pay for it, you know, so be it. No, definitely not Raid Shadow Legends. Although their payouts are fucking insane. I think AFK Journey wants me to do one. The payout's alright. What's up, Nico? Wow, on the goal line save too. Yeah, I think again, like, I know I'm not trying to like be a, you know, a quote unquote sellout, but like part of the reason why you do that stuff is because you finally made it. You know, you're allowed to. Like, hey, I worked hard to now be in consideration where they want to pay me for me playing a game. Like, we worked hard for that, you know? I really hope they play this at the concert. It's probably one of my favorite songs. By the way, chat, no streams this weekend. 1, because we streamed a shit ton from the major. And 2, I'm going out of town for a concert. Bang. I think fucking cruising. Jesus. Hit him with it? Nope. Yeah, we're gonna go see Odessa this weekend. So that should be fun. I'm sure they'll put on a good show. Dude, that was an ego challenge if I've ever seen one. Just full monkey on that. Why not? I wanted to bump him off that. Dang it. This isn't good. Going to Dallas again? I would like to, but we'll see. We'll see what expenses are. I would really like to be able to come and celebrate the World Championship with y'all, but we'll see if I even have the money to, especially after the situation that's going on. So that was such a bad touch. I'm sorry. I had such a bad touch there. It was so bad. That was supposed to go really high, and then I was going to air dribble after it in the midfield. But turns out I wouldn't accept it, Miasma. I'd feel so bad. I can't get to that. Get out. Ah, shit. I was collecting pads. No. Ah, unlucky. I got greedy on pads too. I had to save there. Rip. Oh, having a ticket's not the issue, man. So it's flight accommodations. I get it. Like, let's call it. I'll contact somebody. I'll get a VIP seat for free. One over here. The fuck? God damn it. I'm making so many mistakes. I'm so far behind. Well, like you were part of the London Major since Leaf read your question. Facts, dude. All part of the plan, dude. All part of the plan. I'm making some really rough mistakes this game. Between like spacing and that should be good. That's gonna drop straight down. I don't think they're gonna save it. Ah, whatever. Get on that, dude. American Airlines. I mean, I'll take any sponsorship. I would prefer Delta. I'm surprised more airlines don't sponsor content creators. Not that they need it, but like content creators who travel so much for work and all that shit, like why wouldn't you want to partner with them? You should have got the boost there. You should be fine. We need a goal. That was a bad first touch. Oh, he's not even there. Come on. Free shot. Damn it. Off angle. It's on target. It's not it. Fuck. Oh, the airlines benefit? Hey, my favorite creator who travels all the time. Like, picture being like a Shroud or something like that, right? And you're like, yo, I'm this content creator and I fly this every time I fly because of these reasons. For all these young kids that are going on trips or doing vacations. Credit card signups, all that kind of shit. Yeah. It would drive engagements. I play that so poorly. Oh, guys, partied up with a Champ 2 Smurf. No wonder. I just think like if airlines had like a creator or like an influencer program, oh, they would make so much bank. Like you think about how much those fuckers spent. Like they signed on fucking Tom Brady, you know, like if they did like a smart like creator campaign, oh god, they would make. I could see it being extremely beneficial. Dude, I'm fucking up so hard here. If we lose this one, it's probably my last one shot. I'm just playing poorly. My mind is not focused on playing this game right now. After the shit email I just got. Holy fuck, everybody is lagging. Except for me. I missed. That touch is bad. Yeah, I also was lagging, it just wasn't showing it, right? I tried to hit that as soft as possible so I didn't sky it. Oh, we got a bar down. Nice, dude. God, I gotta edit today too. Ugh. I will say, chat, I do miss having a full-time editor. It was so nice being like, oh, we recorded a bunch of videos for stream, and then it's like, oh, now what? Oh, I'm done for the day. Get underneath it, pop it high. Be out the beat. Nice. Let me come back though. I'm uninstalling after this. I'm done. Chat, remember when we hit GC, we're done for the season? Done. I wonder if they actually have low ping or if it's just displaying as such. That shot. Oh, I missed him. Win that? Oh, man. Nice. That works out really well for us. That, on the other hand, does not. Still a lot of time, buddy. It's okay. It's like on another roll. I can't pay anybody, though. That's the issue. What the fuck was that? Is he gonna go for one more? Good beat. Good bully on the way back. No, this server is rough. That way. What do we rank about? GC. What's up, Octavio? What do you mean? I'm playing really bad right now, so just ignore it. I didn't even get an assist for that, by the way. I didn't get an assist for this. I don't know what happened, but I think I just pull shot him. What? What the fuck is going on, dude? No, I missed. This server's wild, dude. I don't know what the fuck's going on. That touch is bad. Good save. Despite the high ping, it seems like things are standard, so I don't know what's going on. I hit that way too hard. God damn it. Nice follow-up. I should have had a goal here, but I just blasted it. Yeah, that's a good arrow shot. Bomb treatment. I don't know what that means. Rip. Shit. Why is there no boost up there? Hello? Here for the shot. I'll take the mid. You don't need it. Good man. That was supposed to be a setup for him. It's in? How was that in? It looked like it was going to fall short. What the fuck happened? That was a pass to him. He got recognized that he lost. This game's so weird, dude. I don't know what's going on with this server, but I can't stand it. Fine. To team up with other casters? In ranked? Not really. Some of the casters are really, really good. Some of them suck. I do, Oregon. Feel free to drop them in the Discord as well. Oh my god, I didn't see him. I'm so sorry, dude. It's like the guy wasn't there, then all of a sudden 200 ping later, he's just like, just kidding, I've been here the whole time. It's like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Hit that with enough power. Nope. That's a 1v2. Good luck, man. I'm still floating. Like, yeah, dude, this server is rough because, like, they'll be there, then all of a sudden they're not. And it's like, the ball is, like, slowly lagging through the sky. Like, shit makes no sense on this video. Maybe it's my ping that's issues and they're all fine. I don't fucking know, dude. This shit's weird. Because it looks like they're playing fine. Game's so awkward. Ugh. You can just bully him. Nope. See, like, that doesn't look like he has another touch available. Oh, it worked too. We had it. No, fuck. That apparently wasn't on the ground for multiple touches. What?
Even if we both break
That game was weird, bro. Do exclamation points. Can you sub mobile easily? That server was rough though. Holy shit. Is there exclamation point subscribe? I don't know. I don't know if there's a subscribe option. Hold on. Let me see if I can find one for you. How many hours in Rocket League? Not a clue, bro. See if I can do it this way.
Jolly Rancher gummies.
Here. Try that link, geek. See if that works. That might work for you. Okay, I appreciate the sub, dude. About 2.5k and I'm hard stuck champ. It's difficult for me to track my hours, Octavio, because I have more hours in game than most because of casting. Like every time I spectated a tournament, every time that I've casted, it's me in game or doing replay analysis or anything like that. So like Steam says I have almost 5,000 hours. I have 47, 49, but in game hours is way less than that, I promise. So it's tough, man. It's tough to say. Either way, chat, I've got to go edit some videos and get that ready before I have to head out. I've also got a meeting here in about an hour. So I appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming and hanging today. I'm glad we got those videos edited and taken care of. And y'all partook and tuned in for those. Stream. I want a day off because I haven't taken a day off in a really long time. But we'll probably stream tomorrow. A little bit of Rocket League, a little bit of sponsorship stream or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure something up. But I'm going to go get some videos edited. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming and hanging. As always, we'll be back very likely tomorrow, if I had to guess. Hit up the socials. Join the Discord like Miasma just showed. But I'm out of here for the day. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming and hanging. You guys enjoy the content. Drop follows, all that kind of stuff. It's greatly appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, consider dropping a sub. Drew, unfortunate timing. I'm sorry, man. I'm out of here. But everybody over on YouTube as well. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Viewership was really good on the YouTube today. Hopefully we continue more of that moving forward. But I'm out of here. Much love, everybody. Appreciate y'all.